What's up, guys? Darkside Spencer here, and today we are doing a Q&A. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and today I am actually using my green screen behind me there. You guys are probably wondering, like, when I got this green screen. I received it as a part of my graduation. It's like a graduation gift from my aunt. She basically gave me the money, and she gave me pretty much this. So, whatever I talk about today, hopefully I can get in the right angle because I'm going to put it, whatever I talk about, right there. If there's like an object or something like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this Q&A. Alright, question number 1. What do you use to edit your videos? Okay, so I use Sony Vegas Pro 14. It's basically a mid-tier editing software. It's nothing like Adobe After Effects or anything like that. It's not necessarily the best or like anything like Final Cut Pro, or it's not used by many people. It's mainly used by just YouTubers like myself. It's not for professionals. Most professionals would never use Sony Vegas. However, I think that Sony Vegas is the easiest for me. I've used Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro you can use on Mac. That's basically like its flagship editing software that you can use on there. And I've tried using it, and for me, Sony Vegas is just a little bit snappier and a little bit quicker for me. And honestly, some of the quality defaults for Final Cut Pro, honestly, it didn't look good. However, I do think that Final Cut Pro has a lot of advantages. The audio mixing is very cool on there, and honestly, it sounds a lot better, and it doesn't have a lot more bleeps, like audio skipping, which is more like a pop whenever the audio kind of transfers over from one video, like one clip to the next. I can't really explain it better than that. It's more like a pop. It's like whenever you're listening to the audio. Final Cut Pro actually is one of the better editing softwares that I'm familiar with in terms of making, short films. However, I've always found that, Sony Vegas 14 or 15 always was my go-to. Did I pay for it? I don't know. Alright, next question. Jesus. Question 2. Do you see yourself making a living off YouTube in the future? Boy, oh boy, do I have something to have an answer for that. Just to let you know, this is 1:41 a.m. in the morning when I'm filming this. Oh, forgot to mention to you. All these questions came from my good friend Emily. She was an ex-coworker who used to work where I am currently employed. One of my greatest friends. She's funny. She's awesome. One of the best girls I know. She actually reached out to me through Snapchat and said, because I did like a little Q&A thing, like a little posting, and I was like, I'm doing a Q&A, guys, so send me questions. No one sent me questions, and she did. So, Emily, thank you for that. Do you see yourself making a living off of YouTube? No. I do not think I'll ever make a living off of YouTube. I would love to. However, I think that where my career is going to go is more into feature-length films or television series. I want to get into the actual, grittiness of the grind in Hollywood and stuff like that. Now, do I think I'm ever going to go to Hollywood? No. I don't think I'm ever going to go out that far. It may be necessary sometimes. In my lifetime, maybe. But for YouTube, working from home, self-employed, honestly, YouTube doesn't pay the best anymore. Back in like 2011 through like 2013, 2014 was its prime time, and then it was ridiculous. Like the payouts for some videos, like if you had like 1 million views on one channel. Typically nowadays that means $1,000. If you get 1 million views, you get $1,000, right? But the thing is, that's bare minimum. Most YouTubers, if they're like one of the most sponsored, or they have the sponsors of the ads really like placing their ads on their videos, they'll pay like $2-3 per ad. I don't want to get into the specifics, but basically what that means is every time there's an ad on the video, which I don't do ads. I want to make that clear. I don't do ads on YouTube. I do it clearly, and I want to state it right here in this video. I don't do monetized videos. I used to a long time ago. I used to make monetized videos. And what that means is I put ads on my videos to make money. I no longer do that. I haven't done that for about 2 or 3 years now. Mainly because I just like creating content, and honestly it's a grind. However, it's a grind that I'm very familiar and I'm very comfortable with. However, I don't get enough views to do that as a full-time job. So, and mixed in with that, YouTube really has fallen off in terms of views and like how much they pay. Really, YouTube, in my opinion, is no longer a career anymore. The platform has pretty much crippled itself. It's shot itself in its own foot. Whenever advertisers pulled out back in like 2017, 2016-ish, whenever that apocalypse happened, which is basically where advertisers pulled off of YouTube, basically they didn't want their advertisements on top of, I guess, controversial, videos. They didn't want their ads placed on those type of videos. And basically it screwed a lot of YouTubers up. A lot of people lost a lot of money, even if they made $3-4 million views, they would probably only get like $500 to $1,000, which is a crime. However, it's just making YouTube videos. You're only making videos. Honestly, for me, if I was ever to get like 1 million subscribers, I would love that. God, I would love that. I would love to be able to just wake up in the morning and just be like, I've got people that want to see me work and see what I can do. However, it's just not like that. YouTube is one of those places where the smaller people don't get recognized at all. Like, they are basically put off to the sideline while people like PewDiePie, people like Markiplier, people like BuzzFeed, they get all the views. However, every person that I just listed, I like their videos. I do. I love their videos. However, it's gotten to the point where only they are getting, like, corporate level, channels. Like, what I mean by corporate level is, like, companies. Like, BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is actually a company. Like, they actually have, like, a crew. And that's good for them, though. They made it. However, it's not good for the people who are like me, who are on the bottom, and they can't get recognized because YouTube doesn't push our videos at all. We literally are shunned away from the limelight. It's ridiculous, yet not everybody can be famous, and not everybody can be YouTube famous. And, I would never ask too much of YouTube. Whenever you make YouTube videos, you're out to entertain. You're not trying to make money. You're trying to do it for you. You want to see yourself do this stuff, and you want to be accomplished and pleased with what you're doing. However, YouTube is becoming a platform that no longer helps the smaller YouTubers, smaller people, climb the ladder. I'm just doing what I can do best, which is make videos and play video games and make short films every once in a while. And that's about it. Speaking of short films, god dang, we're already at 11 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a anthropology series. I know, it's time to plug. Hell on Earth is officially on hiatus. We don't know whenever we're going to be filming it again. It sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. This was my big last project, and what I mean by that is this was my last series that I was going to do. And it sucks because I wanted to go out on a high note. And honestly, we haven't been able to get everybody together. And it sucks to be able to say that and hear myself say it. So I'm going to be doing short films that are not related. Basically, it's anthropology. Like each episode is different with the same like actors, but different characters. And just to give you a heads up, we're filming Monday on that. Other than that, Emily, hopefully I answered your question on that one. I know it's probably a lot of these aren't going to be the answers you think you're going to get out of these, because mainly I have to watch what I say. But you know, if you and I talk face to face on this, I would have a different answer. But mainly, this is just the gist of what I'm trying to say. If you became big, I'm big right now. If you became big, would you move out to California? And to add on to the question, I'm assuming to basically get into film. Absolutely. Hollywood, California is like the biggest place for film. Most people who go out there, some people don't ever, get the job that they want. However, I would be happy with just being a cameraman. I would love it. But yeah, I would move out there, and if I made it, I'll send you a check. Don't quote me on that. Jesus. I would love to move out there and do my own thing, and if I ever made it big, oh God, like literally, like the one thing I want in my life is to make something that people experience and not just watch, just put in the background while you're cleaning your room or whatever. I want something that people can experience, and I want them to be able to watch it over and over again and be like, wow, this movie, this television show, you can tell the people who made this, they cared so much, and they added such little things, little details that makes it different every time you watch it. Money isn't the root, the root to happiness, but you gotta have money to be happy, in my opinion, in this world. I would probably pay a lot of money to people who help me get there. Film is something that I think is a distant dream for me. Like, in my head, whenever I make these videos, I make my short films and stuff like that, I'm always thinking, this is what I want to do. And then sometimes I think, Spencer, what are you going to do if you got out to wherever, you started making short films, or films, actual feature-length films, and you're like, maybe this isn't for me. That's my biggest fear. I think about that all the time. However, I don't think so. I think I'm going to be very in tune with the industry, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready now. I want to go do that now, but I need if I want to be a film director, I need a college degree. So right now, I'm going to be going to Roane State for 2 years, and I'm going to be doing an Associates of Science, so they can transfer, my credits can transfer over to MTSU and actually get a degree in film. Okay, this is something I don't know about. How do you feel about the whole Shane Dawson cancellation? Oh God. Oh, what is that? I am actually uninformed. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea about that. So, question 5. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Alright, so let's think about this. 4 years, I'm going to be finishing my degree in film. So that leaves another 6 years. Hopefully by that time I'll be making my first short film or directing my first television show, or at least an episode of a television show. Hopefully I'm down there in like Nashville or Florida or New York or California. I want to be somewhere in those. I actually plan on literally just gung-hoing it, going cold turkey, trying to make a name for myself, even if I have to live homeless, which probably I will until I get, a sustaining job in film. That's my plan right now. I know it's probably not a good plan. However, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta just stick with the shift and just keep going until the tide brings something new. So, oh, this is gonna be a good one. Oh God. Okay. Question 6. Are you going to stick with the same content on your channel, or do you think you'll change it up in the future? Well, according to my announcement, this is weird. Like, I'm making this Q&A after some of this has already, like, been explained. So, if you haven't seen, I actually made an announcement video. It's more of just showing you the stuff that we have done, and then we're going to be mishmashing it. It's really just going to be short films, and we're going to work really hard on it. I plan on having everything beautifully shot, well lit. Like, we're going to be putting a lot of effort into it. A lot more effort into this than Hell on Earth. Even though Hell on Earth was probably the most hard we've worked in a long time, I plan on pushing ourselves further. The last and final question: how long does it take you to edit your series? Well, I'm going to break this down into the series that I've done. Okay. The Purity Project Part 1, which is the original The Purity Project. The Purity Project Part 1, that one, it wasn't too long. Like, the editing for it was actually pretty easy because everything was one take for the most part. What I mean by that is everything was like vlog style, and we didn't cut it like at all. We usually did everything improvised to the point where there would be a scene where we're literally having like a 10-minute conversation, 10 minutes long. That was the Purity Project Part 1. Now, whenever we get to Trigger in the Purity Project Part 1, that's where the editing was like, goddamn. It was like, I think Trigger took me like, I think it was like 10 hours to edit like a 1 hour movie. It was a 1 hour movie. It was a 1 hour episode, and it took me about 10 hours. Have you seen my trailers? Trailers used to take me so long. Now it's like bam, 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 there's a new trailer coming out. In fact, I think I had like 2 trailers come out for Hell on Earth Episode 3. Like, I had 2 trailers uploaded, like, you know, in a row. And they were both really damn good. So, Purity Project Part 1 was fairly easy. Except towards the end, that's where everything got really, like, editing intensive. The Purity Project Part 2 was extremely editing intensive. It was a lot of editing. I don't know. It was just a little bit too much editing. And at some points, I had to edit in, like, I had to literally CGI red eyes on people as they were moving. And that was very, very aggravating. I think, like, one time, one clip literally took me, like, 3 hours. So, yeah, like, one clip just to CGI, like, red eyes onto somebody. Like, their eyes would, like, literally be red. It would literally take me 3 hours for that one clip. You know, Hell on Earth, let's go ahead and dive into Hell on Earth. Those are, like, literal, it's like a web series. Like, it's like a television show. Multi-camera shit. That one was more editing centric. It was like, I think Hell on Earth Episode 1 took me like 3 edits because I couldn't decide like what ending I wanted to go with, some of the music choices, and then I had to like, my license plate was in most of the clips that we filmed. And whenever we were filming it, we were like, oh yeah, let's film this. This is going to be so damn cool. We're going to look so badass. You know, we have a really damn good idea. And then we kind of forgot that license plates in a video is like pretty much just a telltale sign for people to just come to my house. And if you take a look at Episode 1, look at the shot where Jacob and Austin are approaching the car. That shot I zoomed in and then I zoomed back out in editing. So that, like, some of those scenes I had to like zoom in and out, and it was, you know, a lot of revising. Hell on Earth, probably about 10-12 hours to edit. Probably some of my best edited videos. However, some of the points, like in Episode 2, whenever they're riding like the side by side, they had my microphone up like all the way. So, pretty much it was like, destroying the audio, pretty much. Like, if you go watch the episode, you'll hear it. It sounds like the audio was, like, just the microphone was literally being like destroyed in the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Emily, I know I took my sweet time getting this video out. However, hopefully you can dive into this and be like, yeah, I agree with some of your points. Yeah, Spencer, you make no absolute sense, but whatever. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.